G2 waving the white flag after the first half that they will most definitely not forget, nor will our analysts. We have Henry and Yenko. Good grief, especially considering what we said in the pre-game regarding G2's inconsistencies, how they struggle to be motivated, how they struggle to put results when it matters on the board. We're talking about $1 million league here, and every point matters.
It was quite poetic, wasn't it? Just after the big round comes in, they come through with a 15-0 deficit to kick things off. What an absolute nightmare. Cobblestone, like I said, it's been a turbulent month for Space Soldiers, and actually getting 15-0 on their T side, no less, as well. G2 just couldn't find anything whatsoever. The formations look bad. They're losing consistently, not even getting the opening frags. Key players not showing up. We're saying, like, Shoxy now is supposed to be the star player of this squad. He finishes the entire game with 4 kills, and 3 of which in the first half are what? A couple of exit frags?
3 in the first half, and all in one round, actually. 2 out of the 3 were exit frags. So the first one was with an MP9. So we were saying if Space Soldiers get off to a hot start, they might take this one away. I guess there's no hotter start than a 15-0.
That's not bad.
Maybe 16-0.
Yeah, I think statistically you might be onto something there.
Yeah, for G2 at some point it was just about, not embarrassing yourselves completely, like getting 16-0. Never mind if it's an online game or whatever. That's just an embarrassment.
Yeah, maybe now it won't be front page of Reddit. The fact they got a few rounds on the board is now 16-0. So yeah, it might be second page, kind of hiding around the 15-0 mark. But
what can you say, about that? Well, obviously, Cobblestone as a map on the CT side, there's not a lot of room for any maneuvers, so you kind of have to stick towards the sides most of the time, especially a late round, right? So Space Soldiers were just taking complete advantage of that. They had like clean executes or just attacks at times. Sometimes there wasn't a lot of utility being used, but they were doing a very good job of spacing, timing, right, and trading those kills. The
thing is as well, we mentioned Paz as being like kind of one of the wild cards, Space Soldiers. He actually was the top fragger there. Suntora's had some great rounds, but Paz was really flying the flag. And a lot of them as well. 24 kills for him in a game that was very quick as well. That was a great performance. And the thing you have to say about G2 as well, historically, Kenny S actually very good at this map. You've got one of the world's best AWPers who can rotate around. Sure, there's not many opening opportunities, but he can anchor at the A side, for example. It's usually Apex that does that these days. But he can move Kenny S around, but didn't really seem to have any sort of impact whatsoever. No one did. And this is a map G2 is supposed to be good at. And they're looking bad right now. But imagine what's going to happen when Shoxy gets removed from the lineup and Smith has to come in. Like, what's going to even happen then? Are they even going to win a single round at that point, Alex?
Yeah, this isn't the one caveat I guess we have to add is that we know Shox is going into surgery, or it hasn't happened yet.
But he just played Katowice, so he was fine. He was brilliant.
He did Katowice, so I guess that's a moot point.
I mean, if anything, you need to try even harder this week while you still have him, because then you're going to have to play with Smiths. Yeah. That's definitely not going to help your chances to qualify, and they've just taken a huge dive here on Cobblestone versus Space Soldiers.
And Pro League as well, which is, of course, where they picked up some of their few successes. You talked about their performance over in London. They were lifting the trophy. That was when Poddy was kind of relatively new, and we saw just how good they could look, and not to be today. It's crazy.
It really is. It really doesn't bode well for the second map, but you thought this is where Space Soldiers could actually do some damage, maybe even more. Who knows?
Yeah, they were undefeated on this map, I think, in 2017 on LAN. Now, granted, that's like against mostly lower tier teams. They didn't play that many tier 1 events in 2017. They did beat SK on it in ESL Cologne, the opening game. So even if I'm mistaken, even if it's not 100% undefeated, still it's probably their best map on LAN, something that they are very comfortable on in general, Cash. So seeing as they had a blistering performance here on Cobblestone, you might expect them to perform even better on Cash.
Well, it'll be difficult to beat 15-0, Alex. They have to go one step further.
Yeah, well, what's so crazy as well is Space Soldiers have not once beaten G2. As in, the only time they took one map off them, it was a long time ago, but it was Cash. But everything else, G2 have won. Everything else, G2 have won. This is the first time we've seen Space Soldiers actually win a competitive game, admittedly online, versus the G2 roster, and it was a 15-0. All that does is mean that all things are now pointed at the French.
Absolutely.
There is no... Space Soldiers haven't suddenly become supreme overlords of Counter-Strike. It's simply G2 are looking lost, and we're going into Cash really, really soon.
Well, there we go. This is one of the maps where Shoxy actually has that lurker roll towards mid on the T side, so watch out for him. And will be boosted up, left alone, holding the mid warehouse. He does a lot of good work and stops rotations when teammates go towards B and A. We'll see if he can find that today. 4 frags in the opening map does not bode well, but hopefully he can maybe find it.
And similar on the CT side, he has mostly left to his own devices in that mid area of the map, so look towards that as something Space Soldiers can exploit.
And I've always said as well, I've said this for years, I think Cash is where Kenny S can do On a good day, his absolute most destruction. So hopefully we'll see him being more dynamic. It's the best map for AWPers in that respect. Flashy AWPers should do very well here. Kenny has to turn up the heat.
We're jumping in then. The server is ready to rock, and so are your casters. We have Chad and Matt. Good grief, guys. Fingers crossed you don't have to cast another 15-0.
No, that's a good game.
Is that a good game?
No, because fundamentally speaking, Space Soldiers did a really good job on their T side, and it was almost like they were dry running to an extent the fundamentals, which you never really get to do, but seeing a team trade like that made me happy.
Yeah, Matt, I mean, coming into this one, you say, in Chad's mind, a quick game is a good game when you're seeing Space Soldiers play the way they are. You have to be sitting there yearning for just a bit more G2 flair.
I mean, who isn't? If you're a fan of Counter-Strike, yeah, you want these legends to do really well in this game. But honestly, yeah, just don't play. If you're going to play like that, just don't play.
Just don't play. Damn. Yeah. Okay, well, I'll leave you on that bombshell. That's going to be Sponge and Staticus to guide you through.
Thank you, Jeremy
Cash. On that. Oh, yeah, it is his thing.
Matt likes, not Matt, you're Matt. Alex likes speed. You like speed.
I like
Jeremy
speed.
Clarkson likes to go fast.
I like G forces at speed, though.
Okay. Like you get with roller coasters. We already had the roller coasters.
A little bit, but like, you know, controllable, where there's a little bit more adhesion at play.
I think this map will be a bit more of a roller coaster. It allows G2 to brawl. They can be more assertive across the map. They don't necessarily need to be dictated to the entire time. And speaking of dictating, they're going aggressive with 4 members over towards the B bomb site here. Body leading the charge. A couple of members and they're going to have to deal with. Calyx is the first point of contact, and he'll grab a nice little kill there. Essential will go down. Zentara's finding one of his own. The trade's back and forth, finding herself in a 3-on-3, I was going to say. Now it's a 2-on-3.
It is indeed, as Apex takes down Paz. So much more of a contest already in this game than our first pistol was last time. I remember they had something like 7 kills after 8 rounds or some ridiculous statistic. It's going to be G2 that actually pick it up this time, with Apex getting aggressive. 3 kills in total for him in the round, and they get a 1-0 start. First lead they've had in this series.
Yeah, definitely a better way to start things off for the G2 roster. Now, I'm curious if we'll see the same level of conservative approach coming out from Space Soldiers, or if they'll fight for it early and answered very quickly there as the force spike comes in. Engine with a lot of utility as well as that CZ. Deagles in the hands of Zentaras and Calyx to do some damage as well from distance. Kenny S over towards B. 4 players, he can't see them right now. That's the X-ray showing us where they are. Was on that B-bomb site on his own, but now has a bit of backup from Apex towards the CT spawn. Doesn't matter because Space Soldiers have had second thoughts. They went towards B, they saw there was no aggression. They've now dipped back and have walked their way back towards A main. MBK is isolated here, playing the locker side, doesn't have any help. Doesn't matter anyway, because a massive shot there from Zentaras allows the A bomb site to be under attack as... Okay, buddy. Well, that was quite nice.
That's not bad at all. Shocks over the top. Apex to find Engine as well. 2-0 for G2. Pretty straightforward. 3 kills for Body in the end, and we have Space Soldiers sitting back with pistols to do nothing else this round.
This is where they should just rush a bomb site. Just get it over and done with. Let's not have
I do enjoy teams with that mentality.
Well, the thing is, right...
Because it might work, and if not, you're into the gun round.
I think, like, the worst thing you want to do is allow someone to, like, stat pad and then go Hulk mode, right? Because they felt good getting a couple of eco kills. But it kind of just feels like when you're in this full Glock eco mode, we've seen pistols do crazy things in this game, but the Glock is obviously the weakest pistol. I think, you know, trying to be too tricky with it. If you're able to fake out a plant, you know, you do 4 rush B and one comes out squeaky to plant the bomb at A, all those kind of little maneuvers, great, you know, and you probably should play Counter-Strike to win every round, but in this scenario, it's just bloody rough. You're not going to have an easy time at all, and someone who is going to have an easy time, Shocks on the flank, A main now, spots one, gets picked up, teammates there to help him finish him off, Kenny and MBK, and their own as well. Getting it into the first gun round very quickly here. The pace appears to be a little bit faster than Space Soldiers in the first map. They've got 4 AK-47s, enough utility to pull off a execute of any kind. Smokes on all members besides Engine. A couple of HEs, a couple of flashbangs. On the other side of things, Kenny has that AWP out very early. First gun round, love to see it. Aggressively posturing towards A main, opens up with a big kill onto Zentaras, and he's going to get away as well.
Kenny is still waiting as well for further activity. We'll get back toward the corner. He still has an angle. Nades go in. Shox, meanwhile, wants to push out.
What?
Lined it up, and they get the flash in somehow. Shock's able to get 2. That's going to drop the bomb, force them back to grab it. Force Calyx, and only Calyx back to grab it. He's going to run this to B, and rightfully so. 3 G2 players inside of the A site, and they're suddenly aware of that possibility. It only seems fitting that... Oh, okay, Calyx is going to play this with time. It only seems fitting that after G2 destroy Space Soldiers, rather the other way around, that now they will destroy Space Soldiers.
I knew exactly where you're going with
Yeah,
that.
that's right. It's just the way G2 is.
It's the way of Counter-Strike as well. If you don't get all the rounds, all the maps, all the timeouts, you get absolutely dumpstered. It's a game of variables, numbers, headshots, randomness at times. Calyx will have to deal with MBK hunting in this B-bomb site. 30 seconds left. Smoke will come out city spawn, isolating the other defenders, but Apex is on the flank, and I think he's been heard. Calyx is ready and raring for this. Will make a big shot, swings around, almost takes MBK. 3 HP left.
Good read to try and bait out the second player on the site, but always the rotation was coming in from Kenny as well. 4-0 for G2. Space Soldiers at least putting up a bit of an argument toward taking that back. This is how Shox got flashed into a main. Late flash. They'd already contested once toward this position because Kenny played the aggressive stance on the AWP, so that worked out very nicely.
Was a good read as well. The G2 players, they had 4 members towards that A bomb site after that initial trade went down. Obviously, the 5th was lingering towards B, but it wasn't like they were outnumbered in any means. And speaking of numbers, Kenny puts another one on the board with an opening kill over towards B bomb site. There's only pistols in the hands of Space Soldiers, but this seems like a more assertive, more aggressive, more determined G2 in the early stages of this second best of 1. Happy to take duels, Matt, and they're winning them. This is great. This is positive signs.
Calyx with the deagle in hand is going to try and find a one-hit wonder. NBK perhaps. It's not going to work that way. Wow. NBK gets the kill through the door. They take down past 5-0 G2. Let's go 15-0.
Easy peasy. All right, this is another quick start. I think this is where we may see things change. Paz and Engine yet to get on the frag board. 0 for each of them. However, Engine does have 2 assists, so he's actually been able to inflict some damage. It's been converted. Let's see how they go with no AWP in hand once more. If they go for a default spread, if they go for an execute off the bat. The first gun round, they went into a relatively quick A play. This time round, seems to be the same decision. Setting up behind the box, anti-flash. Nades in hand. Do they want to explode? Oh, he's burning. Took a bit more damage than he had to, but it definitely is going to be an A hit. Pop flash will come in and they're going to pounce on out. Here it comes. Tara's found an opening somewhere. I wasn't quite sure where that went down, but Paz is onto the site, takes down MBK, and they're already locked out. Body, Shox, and Apex have to retake, and they found a two-way main. Shox could have converted another there, got a little bit unlucky. Imagine with kill from Forklift. Now Body in a 1-on-3, completely blind and dead. That was quick and easy for Space Soldiers.
Well, with that, the shutout broken. No sooner did I call 15-0 than that happened. So let's go 14-1.
Okay. Well, it's possible for G2 to get the reset in here if they're able to take this round.
Absolutely is possible.
They can wreck the economy, and then they can string together, 2 more to follow while Space Soldiers' money is in the bin. Now it appears they're going for a bit more of a default spread. Calyx over towards B, mitigating any aggression, but he's going to get in front of it. Get up close and personal with the AWP. Good night, sweet prince. Opening kill to G2. This is all about mid-round decisions now for the T's. They haven't done anything off losing that player. They haven't taken any territory, but MBK goes down, so it doesn't seem too necessary, I suppose.
Body goes all the way up on top of the red crate. Unfortunately, too open in his positioning, so he gets taken down immediately by Zantares. Easy shot for a man of that caliber. An Engine not only kills Shox, sends the AK flying down the highway toward Apex. He has his M4. He doesn't really care about that other weapon. In fact, that other weapon was an M4 as well, so not an AK at all. But nonetheless, it's a 1 versus 3, and Apex the one to try and control the situation. This could be reset avoided, Hank. You're not Chad. Whatever.
You can call me whatever you want.
I don't know
you
about
could call
that.
me like Frank.
Don't know if it's broadcast friendly.
Frank rhymes with Hank.
Dank.
Dank memes.
Bank.
Crank.
Thank you. as we get 5-2. Space Soldiers, again avoiding the reset and doing so, are actually going to force G2 back to pistols already. So Triple Deeg, CZ, and a 5-7. Apex, what are you doing? Why do you have 5-7 equipped?
Yeah, we saw like 3 5-7s last
Crazy?
game.
Maybe everyone's just mutually agreeing that it's overpowered, and they're like, all right, I'm done with it.
Do you imagine if we saw like...
Be the change you want to see in the world.
Hey, that's a good way to look at life. What would happen if we removed the CZ, the Tech 9, the 5-7, and we're left with the Deagle, the P250, okay, MBK, that was a nice shot there onto Zantara.
Yeah, keep going with that. P250.
So we got the P250, the P2K,
Dualies.
the USP. Actually, we don't need the P2K. Let's just go the USP,
Dualies.
the Glock, the Julies can stay for whatever reason.
R8.
Well, the R8 no one uses anyway. So we just have 4 pistols. Glock, USP, P250, Deagle. And Julies. 5.
6, because the Dualies are 2.
Okay, well, 5 purchasable pistols. What do you reckon? Do you reckon
No.
Counter-Strike would change much?
Yeah. No CZ is going to change everything.
Yeah, well, that's what I was thinking. So let's do an experiment.
Yeah, I agree. Everyone would play with Dualies. I'd just pick up Dualies every round.
Well, the P250 is still pretty good, right? But I don't think you'd see as many like crazy kills with it.
It was my favorite pistol for the longest time.
Except the splash rifle.
Kenny S. I don't even know what one I have. It's probably trash. Just like my skill level. Calyx and Paz getting rounds 3 in a row for Space Soldiers, 5-3 overall. They will have guns back out on the Kenny S side. And I mentioned Kenny S's name specifically because he has the biggest gun of all. I've heard that about him.
How do they
AWP.
measure? Did they measure?
It's always a measuring contest, isn't it? You get 5 guys on a team together.
Yeah, I guess. The French, they do that weird thing when they greet each other and they kiss each other.
Bisous.
Is that what it's called?
Yeah. I always go to the wrong cheek by accident.
I don't know.
At least I pretend it's by accident, but really it was because she was cute and I was trying to sneak one in.
Whoa, well.
Kenny, good shot up close. Engine's killed his teammate, but Zantaras is apparently not caring about any of that, and he's got his own narrative that he's spinning. Tangled webs we weave. MBK gets the kill and return back over top of the truck. 6-3.
It felt like he was just pre-spamming there, and Calyx kind of just walked into the stray bullets and gave that one away. Space Soldiers, okay, so just for those people playing at home, Space Soldiers are going relatively quickly into these A hits, so I would theorize that they've identified G2 tend to play or occasionally play a heavy mid setup. And by going straight to A, they're able to avoid the stack. And this is a perfect round of you seeing them play that mid setup. You can see Apex pushing up to the vent. You can see Shox at the sandbags. He's one of the best sandbags players I've ever seen in CSGO. And then on Highway, you have Body playing the other mid support, and he swings to A. And they've opted to play retake on that A bomb site with MBK at the generator, while the electric box / truck, Kenny soloing B. That's kind of why in those other gun rounds they're willing to hit A, and once more they're going to hit A again. They're just pushing out. Simple Molotov, simple smokes, and there is a dual body. Spams one, finds a gap, and Paz with the return. Shock straight through, he's going to get dinked up, but Kenny will make sure he doesn't go down. Trades for once going in the favor of G2.
Spraying in toward the forklift. Bomb goes down. And already they're guarding it, but do they know that they guard that while they're being stalked? It's Zantaras and they find him. So apparently they did know, and the suspense doesn't kill anyone except Zantaras.
That's good play by Kenny to push up to that red box as his teammate was on the forklift wall. Just meant that they had a really good trade opportunity there. Good trading for G2. I think the cool thing that they're trying to do is fight in the chaos, because as Space Soldiers are running in, their hit doesn't seem too methodical. They don't have like very distinct flight paths, and G2 are taking advantage of that in the execute, able to cause some mayhem, find some kills, and trade in their number advantage. So now we've got Space Soldiers back on the pistols. 5 Deagles is very scary on a map like this map and train, because you tend to want to play anti-eco duels more passively. If you do that against 5 Deagles, they start to get the advantage because they're happy to take those Jiggle Peak duels. Shox doesn't care about those. Take down Madja. Madja.
With the Deagle at range, spots MBK tagged first time, goes back for more, thinking he can one up the man, and he can, and he can again to Body.
Wow, that's like a shooting gallery for this kid.
Quick check, see where he is, adjust the aim, walk back out, nail it. And then a player at half distance was twice as easy. It only took one shot, not 2 peeks. As Engine will slide underneath of the catwalk. Little does he know that Apex is actually above him. This could actually benefit him.
He has to clear it, otherwise Zantares might walk out here thinking it is clear. He's going to see him. Turn around, you can see him.
He was aware. It's all right, Chad.
Get nervous. Having flashbacks.
Well, kill comes in. Zantares realizes he was slightly wide of the mark and didn't want to be left open toward highway, so he changes his position. He'll plant. AK still in hand. In a 2 versus 2. Jox works his way back in. Good shot from Engine. Good shot from Zantares, and Space Soldiers getting more and more rounds on the board.
2-on-5 situation there. One of the things that G2 are doing very well is taking the heads-up duels. However, if you got someone like Zantares who's like, yes, please take a heads-up duel against me. I have a deagle. I will put you to sleep time and time again. That's when life gets a little bit risky. And this is when we talk about G2, and they got labeled with that super team kind of tag. Now, the reason behind that is because they're all very skilled players. They're all fantastic in terms of mechanically. And by that, I mean they all can hit some amazing shots, and they play with confidence. And when they step up and they play with confidence, it's hard to beat them. It's hard to beat Kenny S jumping around like a frog in mid. That's 2 kills. The number advantage early to the G2 roster. Now this is where they might have to play with a little bit more poise, a little bit more of a tactical approach, play off their teammates because they don't have the weapon advantage by any means.
Calyx working back into the site. Kenny immediately, no smoke in front of him, has the shot finally. The smoke lands, but Kenny's already inside, and with enough information as to knowing exactly where Calyx was, he could go for an ace. Not likely, given that Paz is... Okay, fair enough. Got embodied now. He could go for the ace. I was going to say, so far removed from the action. He's got the bomb, Paz. You watch.
Oh, no.
He wins these.
He's got a smoke and a Molotov as well, Matt. He's able to delay with the smoke. Use the Molotov. Oh, you potato. That's a missed throw and a half right there.
Potatoes are better than carrots, by the way.
Well, look, they're more versatile, but I'm trying to think of healthier vegetables. Paz goes down and kind of deserves it after missing that smoke. I think if he had got that smoke up, he would have had more confidence pushing into the site. Actually would have had a lifeline getting into the round. Made a massive blunder there, and look, it was a 1v3. The likelihood was very slim, but he did have a chance. There was a chance because of the HP scenario. I don't mind broccoli.
Cauliflower? I think broccoli is one of the healthiest for you, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I think GDK knows something about broccoli.
Yeah.
But broccolini is quite nice. I do like broccolini.
Here's one of the things, though. I am the least healthy person in the world, so it doesn't matter to me.
Matt, here's the problem we have.
So spast. What?
We're on the road all the time. It's not like we can cook meals.
It's not like I can cook a meal either way.
Exactly.
So what's the point?
Well, that is my point. That's why we're unhealthy. We need these.
We can keep making that excuse if you want to.
I'm happy to make excuses for myself, mate.
Okay.
When I get out of bed at 12:45.
That's good enough anymore for me. But yeah, okay.
I'll wait till I'm decrepit before I get started on self-improvement. Why do we have 3 Mac-10s?
Well, the good news is that's not far away.
True. 3 Mac-10s on the T side of
Yeah,
Space Soldiers.
I'm a bit perplexed.
I guess the best kind of play you can make in this scenario is like a B explosion, because the Mac-10s can take those close-range duels, clear out checkers, and then once you have that part of the map, obviously you're going to have to play at range. You either sit in the bomb site.
Look at the push from Chalks as well, though, on the MP9.
Yeah, I don't know if they were expecting the buy to come out from Space Soldiers here.
Yeah, but the good news is you got so much information. If they want to explode onto B, they're going to be quickly on position. Zantares should get an easy kill.
Or the other way around.
Fair enough. Looked away at the wrong time. I don't know that he would have seen him, actually. He was a little bit further out than I thought he was, so he might not have been able to look directly down. I don't know what his vision was. Kenny. Quick again. We'll shut them down. Engine falls. Bomb drop. Round 13 going the way of G2, and 9-4 the score.
Look, normally I like to sit, like, teams set up on their T sides, they'll go for like a execute off the bat, maybe a gimmick that they have, and then they'll go for mid control. They'll Molotov the sandbags, you know, they'll be smoking off connector, they'll Molotov vent. They'll play Counter-Strike to cross their T's, dot their I's, the fundamentals, make sure you can actually grab a section of the map. So far from Space Soldiers, they've just gone into A explosions, or then they just had a B pounce. They're not actually setting a precedent for the round. They're not giving themselves a base to work off, to fake off of. And they went for a really weird buy. That's Mac-10 AK buy. I get the idea behind the strat, but they're going straight into a very confident-looking G2. It's difficult to say that after map 1, but they've come into this map playing heads-up CS the entire time, and they just want to take those fights.
So Apex pushed all the way up and through B. Apex is... Oh, goodness me. I thought he was going to miss that somehow. Did at least get Engine down. Straightforward to the end. He's lucky there wasn't more than one. How long it took him to find that kill. Body takes Calyx. Kenny takes Paz. The round taken by G2. Major gonna try and make it... How does that work? Kenny had no idea. That's actually kind of funny. So 10 rounds, G2, 4 Space Soldiers. This is what I might have expected last map.
This is
Chadri.
This is kind of more of the brawl we were expecting, right? I didn't think that it was going to be a blowout either way. But I thought that G2 vs Space Soldiers would have been a pretty interesting matchup just because of the star power players like Zentaras and Calyx going up against the likes of Shox and Kenny S. You know, like that is a cool thing. It's like a newer generation of keen kids going against legends of the game who we know can perform still at an exciting level. I think, you know, you'd be really happy with 5 rounds of your Space Soldiers here. And they do get an opening. Kenny on the quick trade, so it is a 4v4. How will Space Soldiers react? They're still in their hands. They have spotted one out to Sugar Cube. Taras will find the kill, and Shock's overextending, wanting to play the heads up. And there's Kenny swinging out. Henry did say in the analysis segment that this is a map where Kenny can turn it on. And he definitely appears to be doing so. He's had a lot of impact thus far even. We'll find a lot of kills in transition, locking down bomb sites as well. He's going to be an A hit. They've decided to play retake A, MBK over towards the truck. Smoke will come in. It's going to completely lock him out. Oh, where's the smoke? Are they just going to... They're just going to... Okay, cool. They're going to wide peek and AWPer. Then they're going to get lucky, not die, and throw the smoke. I don't know if that was the right play, but they will get the bomb down. MBK finding the kill, and now it's a 2-on-3 situation.
Kenny missing a shot up close against Major means that he goes down, and Major takes advantage of that not only to kill him, but also NBK rotating in. No smoke, no protection. 10-5. We hit halftime, and this time at least it's not 15-0. That's all I'm going to say about that. But Space Soldiers not in the lead either.
Sorry, just clearing my throat. You know how it is.
Do I?
I don't know. But look, all in all, it's not the worst half in the world, all things considered. I like the confidence that G2 are definitely portraying this time around, playing heads-up Counter-Strike. The cool thing with heads-up Counter-Strike is it can just be one layer of a game. If you have players who are super confident and just take duels like this, and you start a game like that, and you're G2, and you get off to a 10-5 half, you're happy. If you start a game like that and you're not winning the rounds, you need to be able to have the depth to play more of a team-based game, right? You need to have moves in place, you need to have strategies, you need to be able to play the fundamental CS, chemistry, etc., etc. G2 so far, to me, tonight, have only shown that they're really good at playing heads up, and that in itself is a battle. We need to see a little bit more out of them going forward. They have opted for smoke and 2 flashes on MBK. Rest of the players with armor. They are heading towards B. Apex in middle. I assume he will lurk late for the vent.
So Mahizer? I forget, there's a weird way of saying it that sounds more Turkish. Major, gonna step out, flashes going in. Oh my god, look how blind they are. Took a while. Engine finally got a kill. Oh my god, look at this pistol round. Apex has other ideas, though. It's turning. And very quickly, Engine's low HP. Calyx is nowhere near the site. He's just getting there now. So Apex could go into 1 versus 5. He got 3 in a row after his teammates were gone down. Slow reaction. Very slow reaction as he spots Engine, but he has the shot. Calyx too close.
Yeah, you're right about his reactions there. I'm not sure how he didn't see the player up at Heaven and fire earlier. Could have had that kill. But still, to get 4 kills and the bomb down in a 1-on-5 scenario, very impressive from Apex. It started out all good signs. Space Soldiers flashed, they pushed in. There was the blender in the B bomb site, making all the kills look relatively easy. Almost fell apart. To be fair, though, they were dueling at the same time. It wasn't like they were giving him 1v1s. He just hit 3 really nice shots. So, good play by all in that round. You got the heavy favorites here. Odds from Betway you can see on your screen. G2 favored to take this one, and I can see why after that first half performance. The tower's getting flashed into A main. We'll spot a couple of members. Has to be careful though, squeaky door is about to be open. Multiple angles to worry about. The force by the AK upgrade of Apex. Could be a problem as Apex and Body are opening up that A bomb site like a can.
Can of worms, perhaps.
Can you buy cans of worms? I know you can buy bags of worms. I wouldn't think, would they live in a can?
Not really sure, mate.
because you get live worms, right? And you put them on a hook and you go fishing. And obviously you can...
Boil them, mash them, put them in a stew.
We're talking about potatoes again.
Potatoes.
We're talking
Major MP9, and it's going to have to be a major play with the MP9 because G2 has the bomb down to work with, having responded early. He does have good positioning to get to the doorway. The doorway closed, however, it has to be opened, and in opening it, he calls to action. Pretty much everyone directly in front of him. They all turn, take him down, and it's just Calyx left. HP is favorable for him, but the rest of the situation is rather grim.
Brothers Grimm?
Did you know that he has 3 more HP than the other players combined?
Maths was never a strong suit of mine.
Was for me until grade 10.
Do you remember the movie Matilda?
Yeah, I hated it.
You didn't like the movie?
No, my aunt made me watch it so many times. I thought it was really... The principal sucked, man. She was scary.
Yeah, Trunchbull.
Yeah, I didn't like her at all.
She was like my year 1 teacher.
Gotcha.
She used to carry... There was these 2 little boys in the class.
A whip to like snatch inside of the dark spots where children hid?
There were these 2 little boys that I went to school with who were both troublemakers, and she'd carry them around like she'd have them under her arms like this. I know the people at home can't see. She'd carry them around like babies. And she threw a chair once and almost hit a girl sitting near me in the head. She was insane.
Wow, this is amazing. The 1M4 pushes inside Squeaky, gets the kill, turns around, they're waiting for him, and he nails 2 more toward main. Bomb down. What a round from Space Soldiers.
You didn't like my Trunchbull story?
Busy watching Counter-Strike.
Oh, okay. Must be nice. Must be absolutely nice. But that was a fantastic round. The fact of the matter is they utilized that one weapon very well. Calyx showing why he has that star potential, why we always talk about him as an up-and-comer. He's more than that now. Him and Zentaras have been performing at a relatively decent level for some time at this point, and now the rest of the team appears to be chiming in and everything clicking, especially after their performances over the last couple of months, Major included. I don't mean the player, I mean the event. And now G2 have opted for the force buyback. This time 2 AKs, one in the hands of Apex, who found success just 2 rounds ago. And one on Mr. NBK. P250s for Shocks and Kenny. Every weapon always feels viable in this game. Any kill can be made with anything from any range, but Engine will, with the silenced M4, take down Apex on the boost, giving the number advantage early to Space Soldiers. Going to have action on here, steps out. Doesn't see the players close to the Molotov. Smoke tends to make that an issue. The closer you are to the Molotov, the easier it is to see through, as MBK is going to find Paz stepping wide. 15 HP left. Apex's AK has been salvaged, and now things are looking not too bad for G2 as they are swinging over towards B. Kenny. Big kill there. Now the number advantage is in their favor.
Oh, Kenny! Wrecked by Kenny. Calyx, though, has bomb, and he's got more than that. He's got a kill directly in front of him, running and gunning his body on a CZ-75. AK for MBK. Not a lot of HP in his position. Revealed, and that's going to give Zentaras a far too easy chance to take the round.
So this is why we say that Zentaras and Calyx are like star players. The 2 of them there basically just won that round, right? Calyx got 2, Zentaras got 2. It's simple as that. Got some news, Matthew, coming in thick, hot, and fast off the presses.
Hit me.
DreamHack Masters Marseille announced 2 more teams today. Fnatic and Envious have joined that list. So now we've got Astralis, SK, Mouse Sports G2, FaZe, Cloud9, Na'Vi, Liquid, Gambit, NIP, Fnatic, Envy. Tyloo qualified over the Australian team Tainted Minds a couple of hours ago. Now there's 2 European qualifier spots and 1 North American qualifier spot open and up for grabs.
I have retained 0 of that information, but I look forward to the event.
Okay. Well, hopefully the people at home were interested.
I'm not interested. I can't process anything.
Well, you're not a Intel Core i7 like all the players have in their
Thank
PCs at home, Matt.
God. Because AI is going to take over the world. I am the last remaining hero.
I feel like I'd do better with an i7 processor in my brain.
Oh, me too. And Google in my arm.
Google is already always listening to us. Those targeted ads.
I know.
It doesn't freak me out. Like, I don't care. They can target me. It's fine. If I'm sitting there talking about, like, going somewhere.
I don't want to buy a flashlight, though. They need to leave me alone.
A flashlight, yeah.
Yeah.
I guess, because it's not very dark in hotels.
No, and they keep assuming that it is, because I think I leave the camera face down. Nice nade.
Alrighty. This is pivotal. This round is definitely pivotal.
This is G2 letting the game slip away. Remember, this was 10-5 at half. So Space could go 2-0 if they're Continuing on in this form, Zantares to push with Engine, or is he? Because he's really not going to push. He's going to back away to the Iwi and cover for Engine, who gets up close to the main entrance to Garage.
It's always, a risk that you consider taking, pushing through that kind of mid-smoke, because it's counterintuitive. It's the unexpected play, and if you can get through there, if you can find some information, find some ground, you've done a huge favor for your team. Engine playing below the boost. Molotov will push the T's, who are about to cascade over like a waterfall. They're going to reboost as the Molotov clears, and now Engine has a lot of pressure. Third smoke in middle now. Another Molotov onto the boost. They're delaying this mid-hit as long as possible. Gradual swing from Sandbags. Take out Apex, but they know he's there, and this mid-smoke isn't fantastic. Should be clearing momentarily as well, so he's now trapped. There are 2 Molotovs in the hands of the G2 players, MBK and Shox. They can throw that to flush him out, give Kenny a free kill. Doesn't appear to be the game plan. Want to mix it up. They're going to go back towards A main, but they're loitering. They seem very indecisive. There's that Molotov I was talking about. Forces him out, right into the hands of Kenny S, but Engine still close, still hearing all this.
Paz getting an angle. Oh my goodness, I thought he was going to be able to hit Shox there. That was quite clever as he heard the door open, but couldn't respond in time. Torres has an angle. He's taking his sweet time about hitting a shot, though. That's going to cost him a lot of life in the process, and Body's able to get the kill. MBK flashed off of red. Smartly dropped back down, otherwise he'd be dead. And G2 looking to find round number 12, but Engine and Calyx are not going to allow it. Kenny S suddenly left on the site, baited by the thrown AK. Smart read from Engine, knowing that it's the off, baits him again, flash out. Kenny still gets around the corner, giving himself just enough space, and perhaps just enough time as he runs away from Engine. Hit for Engine, though, so he's actually got a lot further to go in this. He's got this. Good try, Kenny. Not enough.
Ring around the rosy for a little while there.
At least you don't say ring a ring of roses.
What's ring of roses?
If you ring a ring of roses, like the roses are a ring as well, and you're ringing them. I think that's how Lauren says it, though. I don't know. I don't like that as much.
Ring around
Ring
the rosy?
around the roses, yeah, because the roses may not be a ring.
Pocket full of posies.
Posies. What is that? What is that?
I think it's a type of flower.
Maybe. Ashes. We all fall down.
Yeah, Kenny fell down, that's for sure.
Ashes means we're all dead. It's actually really
Yeah,
morbid.
it's something about the
kids
plague or something, right?
Yeah, maybe.
I'm pretty sure that's what it's about. I feel like I got the plague right now. Rough as guts. This is a last-ditch attempt here from G2. That plant, sure, it helped them be able to scrap together this buy. They're going to go for an explosion play onto the A bomb side. Smoke comes in. Molotov will come out. Won't delay the T's. They're going to get another bomb site. Overwhelm Paz here, and a huge shot there onto Zantares. That's the bomb site open once more. Now G2 just needs to be able to hold on for this post plant. The CTs posturing. They actually go for this one. Economy not in the greatest of positions, considering how classed the last round was. Looks like they're going to hold on to these guns. Good decision. You're looking here as the scoreboard has been brought up. Engine will be able to drop a gun next round, and so will Major. Paz should also have enough money to buy one of his own. So there shouldn't be too many problems there, getting weapons in everybody's hands, but that was a very nice, quick strategy. MBK sealed the deal there with the shot onto Zantares on the catwalk. Shox gets done overextending, but they wanted to take away as many of these guns as possible because they do know the economy is not in a great stead for the Space Soldiers, who I think they're going to do a sequel. You remember Universal Soldiers?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Space Soldiers are going to do one of their own.
Yeah, I remember the Universal Soldiers. They became Virtus Pro, right? They're in the Academy League, I think?
No, I was talking about the 90s movie with Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Oh, Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Yeah.
Jean-Claude.
I heard a story about him the other day that he was meant to be the original Predator, and then he saw the costume that they wanted him to wear, which isn't the same costume as the Predator wears. It was like a weird one, because they wanted him to do those like flying jump kicks and stuff.
Sure, yeah.
Anyway, he didn't like the costume, so he said, nah, he wasn't going to do it. And then he had some starring role in another movie that was already set up, and he went on that one, and then that's how he became like a popular actor. But he was meant to be the Predator. That's why he got hired in the first place.
Oh.
Yeah. I don't know if that's true. Someone fact check me.
Hoving's got you.
Yeah, I don't know where I heard that. I was probably listening to a podcast or something ridiculous.
Interesting.
Actually, it sounds like an OJ
Board.
It sounds like an OJ story.
That might be an OJ story. Yeah, OJ's full of it.
It's definitely not true if OJ told me to.
Calyx to smoke the innards of the site. He wants to play directly beside the boxes and get away with some peak potential, but also coverage at the same time, and it works out because he finds a kill on Shox crossing in, body with one back on Engine, but look at Major in the heavens. He's gone down already to Kenny, yes. However, Kenny's the only one with a chance in this, really, if you conclude the fact that NBK only had 10 HP, so he's taken by Zantaras, and it is Kenny to do all the work himself. Did that? Oh, I thought I heard it bounce back. I was going to say, is that going to land on top of him now? Oh,
What?
okay.
Maybe he's using those radar settings.
Could have just timed it with the
Yeah,
bomb.
it could have just been blind spam. Most likely blind spam. But that's a big round there for Space Soldiers to win. 2 players alive, can drop those guns, can get it on the board. Whereas the money right now is not fantastic for G2. I think it's Kenny down the bottom. They're going to go for a pistol upgrade. They're not going to go for an all-in.
It's confirmed. Your fact is true.
All right, well, you want another fact? This one I think Alex told me.
Oh,
You know,
God.
I
It's
think-
going to be useless. The
So
dab was invented in
No, so, you know Splinter from...
The Weeknd's first hit was written about... Sorry, carry on.
Splinter from the Ninja Turtles
Yeah.
cartoon
Yeah,
was
yeah,
voiced
the
by
rat.
the dad from Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I could... Ooh, okay. I'd have to go back. Which Splinter? Which
Well,
version?
maybe I meant Shredder.
Shredder, the enemy
yeah,
could make
yeah,
more
yeah,
sense. Which version of Ninja Turtles though? We talking
Like the
about?
cartoon that you... We're the same
original
age.
one.
The one you and I would have been watching when
Yeah,
we were...
yeah, the good one.
Yeah, when we were whippersnappers.
Not the weird like costume, computered
Yeah, no. Come on, the OG
where the
cartoon.
mouth doesn't work right.
Anyway,
Major flashback in and working wonders. This game's going 12-12. No question about it, G2. Yes, okay, they just had pistols, but they don't get anywhere near the bomb set to plant the bomb. They get near enough to see it, but they can barely even smell it because gunpowder was the only thing seeping through the air.
all the rounds, all the maps, Counter-Strike, the game we bloody love.
Do we?
I love it. I've been involved in this for 15 years of my life. If I don't love it, I'd hate it.
Do you?
I love it. I definitely love it. G2 right now, 3.2 on Kenny. They're going to opt for another pistol buy here. That B explosion wasn't anything to write home about. Shox with a flashbang in hand and a deagle can take some interesting long-range duels. We've already seen what Zantaras has been able to do on the T side with it. Now they're posturing towards that A bomb site. We have one over towards Squeaky, 3 in A main. Make that 2 in A main, and Shox will go down. Able to connect any bullets onto Paz, as he will dispatch him very quickly with that AK-47. Smoke allowing him to push out the forklift. Molotov in to mitigate any more aggression. Feels like G2 are being corralled. Across to the bomb site. Should get the bomb down. Not too many dramas, since there is enough utility in the hands of Space Soldiers to set up a retake here.
Major gonna try and do what he can well back. On the mark. Towards a truck. Get set. Retake. And in they go. Apex. Oh, Apex. Oh! If he had hit all 3, that would have been some of the prettiest 1Ds I'd ever seen.
Wow.
I got really excited. My breath was taken. G2 steal the round 13-12. All the rounds indeed.
The back and forth. That was amazing play. That flank was huge, and they hit those kills, especially while they weren't looking at him. This is some of the hardest kills to make in the game, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. If they are looking away from you, tend to have a hard time hitting the heads, but Apex making it look easy and body an easy round to close out there. Now we're seeing a mixed buy coming out from the side of Space Soldiers.
You're right, James Avery. Uncle Phil was Shredder.
There we go.
Ooh. Which is better, Fresh Prince or Ninja Turtles? Ninja Turtles, don't even answer that.
Yeah, I think you're right.
This is a story all about how my life got mutated into a turtle. I'd like to take a minute, just sit right there, and tell you how I like anchovies on my pizza.
Are you doing
And-
that for copyright purposes? So we don't get taken off the air?
Dude, pineapple's awesome. Our producer doesn't like pineapple on pizza.
Well, that's fine. We don't need to get into this debate right now.
Why is that even a thing? Like, as a kid, it was just normal. Like, all of a sudden, all these internet kids are like, oh, let's make a meme. You mean joke?
Yeah, I think
The word meme means joke.
Yeah, that's not great. I'm looking up dad jokes now, Matt.
Shox goes down, 2 kills, Major, inside of the site on an AWP. You're looking up dad facts?
Dad jokes, not facts.
Oh, I don't have to look those up. I have a dad who's full of them. Calyx, the sight again, the smoke. He's used this before, and he's gonna try to use it again. Good damage. That allows a trade at the very least, as Paz is able to slide in and get the kill. The body pulls it back. Calyx has disappeared inside of his own smoke. Thank you for the AWP. That's not bad. That's quite clever. And now it's body on 7 HP, and again, rounds stolen that don't have weapons to start off with. AK versus 2 AWPs, but they've got the bomb down 19 seconds, and G2, after winning with pistols, suffer the same fate.
Is Calyx a magician just diving in and out of those smokes?
That's actually pretty sweet, I'm not gonna lie.
Undetected. He's going to finish off the round as well. That's a huge round from him. That impact he had there was insane. The fact that he can utilize that smoke on the B bomb site so many times is very pivotal. And this opening kill here from Major was also instrumental in forcing them into that B play. I think that the 2 opening kills right there. It's back and forth we go. Where she stops, nobody knows. But I can tell you one thing. G2 do have 3 CZs, and we know what the power of those weapons can achieve. It's almost like having an Aghanim Scepter in Dota. Helps your ultimate.
Especially if you're Enchantress, level 6, coming out of the jungle, fully farmed up.
Damn.
Yeah, man, that's where it's at. Kenny S! So that's how you cast. You just yell their name in an excited
Yeah, you just
manner.
get louder, right?
Just yell their name. Sometimes you don't have to yell it. Engine. Middle. Paz. Shocks.
And then you throw in a
Nade.
and another.
Toward quad with a flashbang.
Imagine if we casted like that. We did word for word.
You do the everything in between, and I just do strictly the downs.
Did he see Paz's head then?
No.
Yeah.
What an integral round to this game at 13-13. Kenny's going to try and stay inside of A main, get up on top of the boxes, smoke down. He won't be spotted necessarily from forklift. He's hoping that they're going to get impatient inside of A and maybe push through, and he might be right. Because here comes Paz. Here comes Paz. Thank you very much. Kenny read that and played it to perfection. Or as they say in French, c'est parfait.
Oh oui, monsieur.
Ooh, Engine. Transitioning back to the site, gets caught, goes for that nifty little fan bounce, knows there's one inside of the site, but he's no fan of his. His body comes around.
Kenny
It's
got
Kenny,
it?
actually. Yeah, what? A main still? I didn't know you could actually get through that.
That's 4 kills for Kenny right there. 1 more to find on to Calyx. Kenny's had a lot of impact
the
in this
ace.
matchup. Here
Done.
it is. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Ooh.
Come on, don't ruin it. For
Get
us,
back
Alex.
in there, Calyx. Come on.
Boring.
Come on.
Boring.
I think Kenny's actually had a lot of impact in this matchup. On the CT side, he was moving around a lot with AWP. He has 28 kills there. That's the level of impact we're talking about. Very mobile on the CT side. And now on the T side, 4 frags in what you said was a pivotal round in this matchup. And I definitely have to agree with it, considering how back and forth this has been to this point. Both teams scraping together buys. Someone has to link 2 rounds together, though. They want to completely bin their opponent's economy. This could be the one. This could be the one that breaks the Camel's back, the Camel being Space Soldiers. Yeah, you look at their economy right now, it's not doing too fantastic. Calyx, there we go, that's a spam. Anders will be proud.
Chanders.
Jackie Chanders.
Jackie Chanders. 14 rounds G2. 2 to go to make it a 1-1 head-to-head.
We need instruments while we cast. A musical affair. Kenny once more over towards that A main. NBK with an orb of his own. NBK is deploying the orb, overseeing middle right now. Got the B push being looked after by Body. Shox is taking a bit of damage from some Deagle spam through the door. So right now, if you look at HP only, Space Soldiers are in a pretty good spot.
Zontares, Paz, both inside of the site. Zontares shows a little bit of a knee. It's too much. Too flirtatious for Kenny. He doesn't like when you reveal anything, but Paz somehow staying alive. Gets found again by Kenny. Apex deep inside of the site. Just Calyx. Calyx, who somehow gets the kill. I should say somehow, but it took him a while. There's a utility in this Apex's hands.
What's going
pretty
on?
easy. But
What's
now
going on?
this needed to end. He needed to be dead.
Why are they playing so brazen?
I don't know why Apex runs in like that. Someone's already putting a Molotov down for him. Just take the fight and 14-14. That's a thrown round.
What? There was...
Why are you even facing him when you know he's toward truck? The last player could have just played state of quad.
Okay, so normally, like, Apex got caught in transition there. He was bloodlusting a little bit, wanted to finish the round. Probably thought Calix was going to be in a saving position once more because they had already overwhelmed the bomb site. As soon as he found that kill, Kenny getting stuck on top of Forklift, missing a shot, or I don't even know if he made or took the shot, dropping down, isolated, dead. MBK moving, getting caught, just seeing his leg, dead. Giving 3 1v1s. That's the one thing you don't want to do in that kind of environment. You want to be able to trade. That's how you win rounds. And once again, back and forth. Round and round we go. Every round a Counter-Strike is a winner. And once more, an A explosion coming in. Zantara standing strong with 2 big opening frags. Passive the smoke lurking. He's going to chime in, and that's an absolute shutdown for Space Soldiers. Calix's 1v3 there. Really giving them a breath of life as they are now 1 round away. 5 kills from taking this series 2-0 off of a G2 that have looked like they're hurting. But Matt, the ultimate weapon has been purchased. The 5 CZs, they come together like a Megazord. This is like the Power Rangers. They mutate, they morph. They've basically got all of the power here.
Zantara is standing tall with pistols, but they're all CZs, so get ready for the extra rounds because they've got the power, they've got the potency, but Zantara's with 3 has other ideas. As Shox holds off, he's the last alive, trying to grab the bomb. This is going to be a 0-2 night for G2. I think G2's nowhere near the playoffs, nowhere near that playoff potential with Shox going into surgery, and might even have to fight for relegation. Shox starts off with 1 kill, has to go for the 10-minute reload on the CZ, gets it done in time to find Paz, okay, but then Major has enough. And a successful docking series going in the way of Space Soldiers.
Second map a lot more competitive than that of the first. However, a 2-0 is a 2-0. That's 6 points on the board. That was fun.
For some?
I enjoyed myself.
Me too.
Yeah, that's good. I'm glad we had fun.
Did you guys have fun?
Oh man, oh man. I mean, to be fair, it was more engaging than the first map.
Yeah.
I'm going to be frank. But then again, most games could be, and would be, and should be. Thank you so much, guys. You can go ahead and take 5. We're going to be talking to these handsome gents here.
Yeah.
Henry, your face seems to say it all.
Well, I think they're absolutely correct. The fact that Shox is now going to be removed from the team, like, considering he's got their surgery coming up, and they're not even getting a single point against the likes of Space Soldiers, that really does not bode well. Sure, it was more competitive and it looked better, but still getting 0 points from that interaction, that's going to be very disheartening for the team, the fans, the organisation. Absolutely everything has gone wrong this evening.
I mean, there you go. Couldn't say it better myself. Yanko, anything to add?
No. No, okay. I think this map was better not just because of the result, right? It was better for G2 in terms of play. You could see very early on in the first half, you know, Shox getting flashed through the smoke, clearing out A main mid-round, right? That's more like the G2 we know and love, right? Some good rounds from Kenny S with the AWP, but all things considered, when you put all of that together, it still wasn't enough to take down Space Soldiers on cash. And we were coming into this one saying, you know, even before first map happened, I said, you know, I think Space Soldiers are favored on cash against G2. And, you know, does that speak more of Space Soldiers or more of G2 at the current moment?
And this is a game where Kenny S was stepping up as well. Like, his AWP looked very good. It's not like they got really unlucky and lost the pistols a few times. Actually, G2 won some rounds with just Deagles and CZs. So things were going in their favor. The force buys were working out for them. Even some ecos that had just had CZs, Deagle, no armor. You got Kenny S firing up. He was looking like he was carrying a few rounds. Apex was doing well in some of the clutches. I think the pistol, sure, Space Soldiers picked it up. It was Apex who could have clutched it up, but overall, that's still, there's no real mitigating circumstances to say, oh, they got really unlucky this one. They tried their best, but still, Space Soldiers looked like the better team.
I mean, and the half was 10-5, right?
Yeah.
So, like, that should have been plenty. That
Yeah.
should have been more than enough for us to come in this and say a split series, G2 after a wobble on cobble to stabilize. Unfortunately, the story for all you G2 fans out there is that the Samurai is limping indeed. 0 points for them accrued after the possible 6, and Space Soldiers are going to be loving life. This was a let's try and get 3. They walk away with 6.
Yeah, I think, you know, Samurai were obviously the deadly warriors of their time, but space probably not their favorite battlefield. So this was a pretty dominant performance all around from Space Soldiers, and a huge scalp to take for them. We've been talking about maybe coming into this season, they were my dark horse, but I thought that actually, playing from Turkey is going to be a big problem ping-wise, maybe not optimal conditions for them, but they've been proving me and everyone else wrong. Yeah. Great performance so far from them in the Pro League.
Taking a few wins now. They're actually maybe in with a shout of actually making the playoffs. Very early days right now, we're in week 2, but still they've taken maps here or there, 2-0 against the likes of G2. Not only boosts their chances, but removes the likelihood of G2 making it even more so now. The fact that they're going to lose Shoxy after this, I would say it's pretty much guaranteed you won't be seeing them in the playoffs.
It's rather brutal indeed. Yeah, no shocks from here on out, and his performance today certainly did not blow anyone's mind. And we're going to be taking a little bit of an extended break now due to scheduling. We're not able to bring you that North Envy game yet, but do not fear, you're going to go ahead and get your taste of Katowice. We're going to be looking at some highlights from that event over in Poland, and when we do come back, we'll have your analysis for North versus Envy.